I've come to believe that the best way for us to have a positive and productive life is to focus on positive and productive daily practices, to create masterpiece days. Because these masterpiece days turn into masterpiece weeks that then turn into masterpiece months and then years and then eventually lifetimes. Hi everyone, Chris Natzke here with Black Belt Leadership Speaking and Coaching with your Mind of a Champion tip of the week. Creating masterpiece days. This is not something I created. It was actually made popular by legendary basketball coach John Wooden. Now, for those of you who don't remember Coach Wooden, he had an amazing success in NCAA basketball. In 27 seasons at UCLA, he amassed 316 wins versus only 68 losses. He won 10 national championships, in fact, winning 7 in a row, and at one time had 38 consecutive games without a loss. But what's so interesting when you read about Coach Wooden or you watch any kind of interview with him, and particularly with the players that played for him, they speak of him affectionately as coach, but they say he was much greater than that. He wasn't about X's and O's on the basketball court. He was actually about teaching them life skills. And one of the things he would continuously say is create masterpiece days. And what his grandson, Craig Ippelman, once said, he said when Coach would talk about this, yes, his grandson called him Coach, but when Coach would talk about this, he'd say a masterpiece day is about focusing on being the very best you can be each and every day and being present in that day, knowing that you can't change yesterday, but the best way that you can impact tomorrow is by having an awesome masterpiece day today. So how do you do that? Well, I've come up with 4 C's that I call them to help guide us on a way of creating masterpiece days. Now, when I say this humbly because these are items that I'm working on each and every day, just like I'd ask you to. I don't think I'm ever going to get perfect at these, but they can really act as a guide for us to have masterpiece days in our lives. And the first C stands for connect. That means connecting with yourself first and foremost. Getting quiet, maybe getting off your phone or TV and just connecting with something deeper inside yourself and a power that's maybe higher than yourself as well. Connecting to something bigger than you, whatever you call that, God, spirit, universe. But taking some time to get quiet and connect. And from this place, what we're able to do when we can slow down and connect to that empowered piece inside of us is it gives us the context and the tools to be able to connect on a much deeper and profound level with the people around us, our family, our friends, our work associates, our clients, our customers. So take some time each and every day to connect. Number 2 is to create. I mean, we are creative beings, let's face it. And I don't know about you, but I know the happiest times in my life is when I'm working on a project that really excites me. It's something that really gets me going. And that's where I feel when I'm at my best. It might be creating a great environment at work or a great environment in your household or creating a great relationship. But many times what we do is we focus on just being problem solvers. But what if we focus on being solution creators in what's coming up with us? And when we're in that mode of creation, what ends up happening is we are able to really, really serve. The third C stands for contribute. Contribute. One thing I also know is that I feel I'm at my best, and I think you probably do too, when we're contributing to something, particularly when it's something bigger than ourselves, when we're making ourselves available to serve others on some profound and meaningful way. You know, I have a theory. This might be a little utopian, but my theory is this. If each and every one of us, for each and every day, we're actually contributing at the best means that we could. We were sharing our gifts in the world. We were doing it in a way that we felt we were making impact and we were positively impacting other people's lives. The current problems that we have in the world would almost erase. Because everyone in the world, and again, this is utopian, but everyone in the world would be so happy about contributing and giving to others and being able to, in a powerful way, share their gifts that they wouldn't want anything else. They wouldn't want anything else. So where are you able to contribute? And then finally, the fourth is at the end of each day, be able to contemplate what your day was like. What went well? What didn't? What could you learn? What could you change the next day to make yourself or the situation better? Many times we're so into it, and I get on this treadmill as well, as we're exhausted at the end of the day. We sit down in front of the television and we just collapse into bed. But what if we took just a couple of minutes before we closed our eyes to ask ourselves the questions? What went well? What could I do better? What am I grateful for? And how can I make a difference tomorrow? And those would be the final thoughts we had when we went to sleep. So there you have it, my friends. There are my 4 C's of creating a masterpiece day: to connect, to create, to contribute, and then finally to contemplate. So I'd love your comments to see if that's something you see working well in your life, or if you have another C you might want to throw in there as well. But what I'd ask you to do is just slow down a little bit, think of these C's, and think about how you can make your life better, and then in turn make the world a better place. So this has been Chris Natzke with Black Belt Leadership Speaking and Coaching, and we'll see you next time on the Mind of a Champion Tip of the Week.